explanation of your involvement, however, greatly understates your involvement in this terrible crime. I have no illusion that any sentence I reimpose will provide any healing for the Berreth family or for the Teller County community. You had a lengthy relationship with Mr. Frazee before the murder of Kelsey Berreth. You even spent time with Kaylee before Kelsey Berreth's murder, and you had to know that Mr. Frazee's allegations that Kaylee had been subjected to some type of child abuse were false. Mr. Frazee solicited you 3 times to kill Kelsey Berreth. You went to the house. You talked to Kelsey. You could have warned her. You could have called law enforcement. You could have prevented the murder and done the right thing that a person with honor or sense of right and wrong would do, but you did nothing. After Mr. Frazee called you in Idaho and told you that you had a mess to clean up, you made arrangements, drove basically.
And she was a great example of that.
They never met Kelsey Berreth in person, but her story.
She's going to be one that's going to stick with me for a long time.
Her story sticks with the people who worked to solve her murder.
It's hard to tell a parent, it's hard to tell a loved one that their, child, their daughter, their husband, their son, their, whatever has been murdered. But to tell them how this happened I didn't know how the heck to do it.
Now that the trial is over, now that people were held accountable, 2 investigators are ready to share their thoughts on this case.
The biggest reason I wanted to do any of the interviews is just so Kelsey's not forgotten and overlooked.
Chris Adams, former Woodland Park Police commander, now a CBI agent, and Greg Slater, a CBI agent too.
It's been a long year for you guys.
You take the weight of all of this to help to make sure that Kelsey's remembered.
They believe Kelsey's story often got lost within the story of her killer, the father of her child, Patrick Frazee, who beat her to death with a baseball bat, and the woman who helped him clean up the crime scene and burn Kelsey's body, KRYSTAL Lee, whose plea deal gave investigators critical information.
I know you've seen some wild things in your career. I'm just curious what your initial reaction was when you got her full story.
It was really, I had to take a second. It's hard to understand what KRYSTAL did and why she did it.
I was dumbfounded and I didn't know how to digest it. It took a couple days for it to really sink in and the gravity of the situation. And
she's an intelligent woman. She is a good mom. The decisions that she made and why, I will never understand. And quite frankly, I'm not sure any of us will ever understand. But without KRYSTAL, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Today, Patrick Frazee is behind bars, serving a life sentence for his crimes. KRYSTAL testified at his trial. With her plea deal, she got a 3-year sentence.
It's a bittersweet victory because, unfortunately, Kelsey's not here.
I think we have a pretty good picture of things, but I think there's things that are missing. What are those things? I don't know. I really don't know.
Is there anything else about this that still unsettles you or that just like you wish you could still answer?
Why? I'd like to know why Patrick chose to do this. Why KRYSTAL went through with what she did. Why Patrick didn't just walk away.
There were times it's like, man, I just would go off on my own, and just try to make sense of it all, but you can't. Just can't make sense of it.
What they can do is shift the focus away from the crime and the people involved and back to the woman who lost her life.
Neither one of us want people ever to lose sight of Kelsey, because this is really what it's about, is Kelsey.
Kelsey Berreth.
She was and still is important and always will be.